Hey going big world, it's KJ Cool here, and I want to welcome you to the fake news, where we do little research. I mean, it's just our opinions, isn't it guys?
All is well. My family has been going through a lot of stress and anxiety lately, so I just needed time to deal.
Back in January, Spears canceled her upcoming Vegas residency. Rudolph now telling TMZ we had to pull her show because her meds stopped working, and she was distraught over her dad's illness. She clearly doesn't want to perform now. Looking ahead, her manager adding, I don't want her to work again till she's ready, physically, mentally, and passionately. If that time never comes again, it will never come.
All right, so we all know that Britney has not been performing since the end of 2019. But we also know she has been in a conservatorship since 2008 due to mental illness. Now, there's one thing that's always bugged me about this whole Free Britney movement. But they're always asking this same question. How does someone get labeled with dementia if they're performing nightly shows in Las Vegas, making 5 albums, etc.? Why don't you go and type into Google right now, what causes dementia? You'll actually see that there is one thing that comes up, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, and it's called pseudo-dementia. And I believe this is how they labeled her. I am not saying that her conservatorship is correct and she should be in it, because I actually don't. But it's just this one thing that everyone's always hell-bent on saying they completely made it up, saying she had dementia. I don't believe anyone made anything up. You can't make a bunch of doctors, lawyers, judges all lie at the same time. And that's why it infuriates me. So her court case is coming up. She wants to talk to the judge for the first time in years. And this is happening at the end of June. I wanted to put this out to enlighten people that there is such a thing as called pseudo-dementia. Now let's get into it. So pseudo-dementia is a term, not an official diagnosis. This is sometimes used to describe symptoms that resemble dementia. That's what's written in her conservatorship. See, it's not an official diagnosis, pseudo-dementia, but dementia is anyway. But actually, due to other conditions, most commonly depression. Thus, depressive pseudo-dementia has symptoms of dementia, but unlike true dementia, these symptoms may be reversible with treatment for depression. That's what I'm saying. When she was first put in the conservatorship, it was at the height of her mental illness. And maybe that's how they got away with it, by using this. You guys can pause it and read the rest of this article. But go and look up pseudo-dementia. It's a real thing. And I reckon Miss Britney definitely was experiencing some form of it. I've always said since day one, that many people can't lie. Her conservatorship's not worth that much money for that many people to lie. And now Lou Taylor, who is the boss of the conservatorship, is suing heaps of the Free Britney people for defamation, because they've been saying some pretty bad things about her, that she's just in it for the money and all the rest of it. And she obviously feels that they are very wrong. And I know in this court case coming up, Britney has said she wants to address the Free Britney movement, but she also wants to address the conservatorship, which I feel she's going to get her dad removed. He's too old anyway to run that. That's how I feel. And anyway, who would want their dad constantly being the boss of them when they're nearly 40? Obviously, everyone has their sides and their theories and their thoughts on this. So please, Free Brita movement, just chill out. Take on what I've said. I'm not on anyone's side. I'm just very eager to hear what's going to happen. I know people have done way more research than I've ever done, but I am just saying this from my opinion, from the research I've done. There's just been a lot of trash thrown both sides, even between her mum and dad. They're fighting. Everyone's fighting. The lawyers, the mum, the dad, the Free Britneys, Britney. I mean, it's like, we do need some clarity. And I honestly hope she's as lucid as a goose and shows everyone up and says, hey, I'm all good. Just set me free and let me be Britney, bitch.
Okay guys, so I'm here in my kitchen today.
Posting new sandwich making tutorials, dancing at a wedding this weekend with boyfriend Sam Asghari, Britney's looking healthy and happy, but her parents are in an ugly battle at odds over her conservatorship.
Nothing in this case is normal.
Yes, it's Jamie versus Lynn Spears, with Jamie claiming his ex-wife is using Britney. Quote, Lynn Spears is the one who exploited her daughter's pain and trauma for personal profit by writing a book about her.
Certainly, listen, it doesn't look great. on her perspective, and it could potentially be looked at as unfavorably, but I think ultimately it's going to come down to the legal intricacies of the case.
While I've been making this, an article came out yesterday about when Brits was on the X Factor. The producer of the X Factor said it was really sad because sometimes she would just literally pass out with her head flopped and they'd have to take her off because she'd had so many prescription drugs that she couldn't even sit upright. That was in 2012. And I feel this falls into the pseudo-dementia label that she has, because if they keep her drugged up enough, they can still claim that she's got this form of dementia. And it's funny how when she said in the end of 2019 that she doesn't want to perform anymore, but it came out that she actually stopped taking her medication and her dad said, you're not allowed to perform anymore. We don't know the full truth, but if we're going along the lines of the pseudo-dementia label has been there from day one, and that's how she is kept in the conservatorship, it would make sense to why Big Daddy-O would be furious that she stops taking the drugs. She's in this blurred state of reality all the time. When she was on X Factor, everyone was saying, what the hell is up with Britas? She very rarely would make a comment other than, that was cute, or that was nice. It was, look at her face there. She doesn't even look right. Her eyes are all whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't know, man. Maybe that's why she's been dancing so hard on Instagram, because she's feeling energy again. I have no idea. My one idea is that this pseudo-dementia thing is how they can keep her in a conservatorship. She stops taking the drugs, they can't keep her in it. She's not that crazy. We all know that much. She's a very talented young lady. She's a pop icon. And if the conservatorship is as nefarious and evil as the Free Britney movement want to make out, then yeah, it would make sense to keep her on the drugs. All these lawyers and judges supposedly making all this money from her, but I believe it's more the company that's running the conservatorship. They're the ones that are making the big cash dollars. And Lou M. Taylor seems to be connected with many different conservatorships, Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Bynes, Courtney Love. There's quite a few that she's connected with, and it seems to be her business to get whacked out rock stars, actors, put under a conservatorship. Everyone makes money. It makes sense, doesn't it? Thus is why they have to make up this illness. And all those people have been put on heavy-duty drugs, like prescription drugs. And that's why I don't think you can make this many people lie, but you can create an illness which is like a pseudo-dementia. I rest my case, Your Honor. We'll just wait and see, hey? Hey? I have another theory to why it's really ramped up. And it's not just the Free Britney movement, because it has opened many people's eyes to what's happening. I've always disliked her new boyfriend, Sam. He's always looked dodgy to me. And I think it's because he never speaks about Britney that much or doesn't post about her that much. But when the first documentary came out, he was quite supportive and he was liking all the posts and saying thank you, all of that. So that was a big indicator to me that maybe he's not a paid employee. Sorry, Sam. So as we all know, he's an absolute health nutter. He's just constantly doing fitness, and I don't think he would take any drugs, prescription or party drugs. So he has stated he wants to get married to her and have a baby with her. They're two things you cannot do whilst in the conservatorship. But more so, if he wanted to have a baby with her, he would not want her on heaps of pharmaceuticals, because that's not good for the baby. And that may be why we're seeing more of the real Britney coming out, because he has been weaning her and helping her get off these drugs. I'm sure Dad wouldn't like that, because it was easier to control her. And when they said that her drugs stopped working and that's why she had to stop performing, I don't believe that. I honestly don't believe that. I believe she stopped taking the drugs, and possibly why she had to go into hospital for a month, because taking any antidepressant, it's a pretty hardcore come down. Before I had my son, I had to stop taking antidepressants, and oh man, my crazy doctor just said, yeah, do it, just stop today. And I went into a syndrome that happens if you stop it too fast, and I ended up in hospital. So it's not far-fetched. It happens. I cannot wait to hear what happens in this court case at the end of June when she talks to the judge. Is she going to be lucid? Is she going to make sense? I hope so. I really hope that she has a really happy life. And I actually hope she has another kid with Sam. She seems to adore children. and pets and dogs and all the rest of it. And it's like, I think she deserves happiness. She's worked bloody hard from a child to now. She deserves a break. She's lived 2 lifetimes and now she's about to turn 40. Time's ticking if she wants to have another baby. So I wanted to put this concept out there. Don't come at me, Free Britters fans, because you guys are fierce and you get all twisted and pressed. I'm with you. I want her out of the conservatorship. I'm just pointing out the fact that she probably had pseudo dementia. She probably doesn't have it now. And that's why she in herself feels that she can be freed from the conservatorship. But only time will tell. I still don't understand why nobody has brought this fact up. Seriously. People have made documentaries and no one's brought this fact up. Is it because it didn't suit their narrative of, you can't say she's got dementia, that's why it's wrong? Is it because of that, or is it because people just don't do research? I honestly don't have the answer to that either, but anyway, there's my point. Take it how you want. Go and look up pseudo dementia. I'm not making this stuff up. Man, I'm not smart enough to make that stuff up. What are you talking about? Come on, son. Anyway, guys, let's just wait with bated breath. Can't wait to see what transpires in this court appearance at the end of June. There seems to be a lot of disharmony in the Spears clan. There also seems to be a lot of secrecy, which I don't know why they can't be as transparent as we want them to be. Maybe they truly are protecting her and hiding what's really up, or maybe they are being deceitful. We actually don't know. There's going to be a lot of things cleared up in the end of June when she goes to court. I believe this. It's been going on too long, and I'm only on the side of whatever makes Britney happy. I'm happy. She deserves happiness, that's for sure. I know we can all agree on that one. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Use all your little jazz hands on all those magical buttons, because you know it makes one little koala really happy. And if you sub, please let me know, because I will send you 50 years of free good vibes. I mean, these days, that is a bloody bargain. Cheers, ballers.
It ain't all good. That's true. Things ain't going like things should.